So here we are taking a look at Luminette privacy shears, and what I've got is a wand cord operator system here that operates my shade. It can traverse it back and forth in either direction here, operating the shade, or I can rotate it in either direction, turning the wand here. So that's turning the vanes. And we've got this bulkhead cover here, and what it looks like to me on the bulkhead cover is I could remove the screw here and here and be able to separate that bulkhead cover. It shows a seam around the outside there, but let's take a look at what's involved with this particular bulkhead cover. We're going to come up here into the top of the shade and remove the scissor track here very easily here, and I'm going to come up and just stick this flat surface here. It could be a small screwdriver, whatever you use to lift that off of this pin here. I don't want to go ahead and stab into that pin because I could cut that pin off. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go ahead here. I'm behind the back of that end carrier there. It's held in place by a screw, and this is what holds the scissor track onto the end of the shade here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that screw. It's a #1 Robertson drive there. Lifts out of there very easily. I can lift this end carrier up here, and I see 2 screws here going into the bulkhead cover. We're only going to take our front of the bulkhead cover off today. So we're just going to take a look at removing this screw. It's kind of a short little screw. Removes out very simply here. And now I can come in through the top. I've taken this screw here out, the screw that holds the carrier, and taken the scissor track off of the carrier there. Now we can come in and remove the 2 Phillips screws here in the front. Remove them out here. Got my clutch set low on my drill so I don't hurt anything. Now I can go ahead and remove this cover off. And what you're seeing here is a lot of the components we've seen previously from the Luminette product. I've got a cord here going down to the wand system here that's actually driving another cord here that goes in through the head rail. Now, the only reason I see a need for ever having to crack this open in the field is to change out the wand cord. This cord could get dirty. It never breaks, but it could get dirty over time. And I've got these 2 gears here sitting on a spindle here that's held in place. It's held by the front here and the back here, so it's not rattling around in place. I can go ahead and lift that spool up and disengage the cord from around the spool. I can go ahead and lift up on the stem here and remove that cord underneath that stem. And now I've got the cord loop here just held by the tether here down on the wand. Go ahead and remove the 2 screws out of it, and if I look very carefully, the cord just goes around this feature. It is just a tether that holds that cord in place. So I could go ahead and replace my cord loop, bring in a new cord loop, put it into the feature here, go ahead and sandwich it onto the other side, put my 2 screws into place, I've got my drill clutched way down so I don't hurt anything. And then I'm going to go ahead and run the cord back up around the feature of the stem here, underneath that stem. And if the cord comes off, it's no big deal. This gear can come all the way out. Oh, look at it. 2 sides there, driving the Luminette shade, traversing the Luminette shade. Wrap the other cord around the outside here. And then dropping the stem here, the axle, into place. And I want to make sure my cords are in the right place all the way around the cylinder, and mine are, so that's good. Let's take a look at some other stuff inside this, and I've loosened up my lift here. Understand that this stem here that comes up and drives this worm gear that drives it, is actually held at the top. There's a T feature on it now, so it can't rock around on the top. And it's a very smooth bearing surface. I can take my millwright scribe here and turn it. I'm turning it there with my millwright scribe and actually operating the shade just by using the tip of that against the surface there. So the amount of force it takes to operate this system, operating it, is much less for the consumer. That's really cool there. The other thing to understand is we built some features into the plastics here that really support this. So we got this T feature here, we've got a tight tolerance here. It's not going to move vertically, it's got a really tight tolerance. This shaft here coming onto here that's driven by that vertical shaft here now has a feature that comes in from the side here that holds that feature from lifting up and down. So that's not going to lift up, a nice solid feature going into that stem. It's also held across here at this feature that keeps it from rocking around, and then it's held in to the feature here that attaches onto the end of the shade. So it's not going to be moving around and causing us any problems here in the future. What we're going to do now is go ahead and reassemble our bulkhead cover. And we're going to go ahead and get our drive cord here into place here. All the cords are in place here. We want to kind of put them down at an angle so that we don't pinch them in our bulkhead cover here. Orient our bulkhead cover, put it onto the screw locations. Make sure we have a tight seam all the way around. Make sure we don't have cords pinched, anything like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring in my screws here for the face. We'll go ahead and drop those screws into place. Go ahead and bring our drill in. Oops, the screw fell out. Again, clutch your drill down, don't leave it in drill mode if you're doing something like this. Now I've got a tight seam all the way around. I can go ahead and bring in my number 1 Robertson drive here. The hole, make sure the hole lines up here. Mine just did automatically. Tighten that screw down. Bring that lead carrier, that first carrier on the stack side here. Get the screw into the rectangular feature there. Drop it into place. And then tighten it down. Now that carrier is held securely in place. Bring my scissor track back into the picture here. Stick it onto the post. And look at that. I've just changed out a loop cord and seen what's inside the bulkhead cover for Luminette shades from Hunter Douglas.